Hi folks, back for part 3 and probably the final part of the tutorial. The next time I show this album again, it will be finished and embellished. So we are going to first start with our cover, which should look like this. Bent and all, everything ready to go. And I'm going to make sure I have a bone folder. I can use this too. This little ruler guy, sorry folks. Okay, so your gusset should now look like this. It should have all the back completely lined with score tape and all the pages look like this. Okay, and then, you know, cut at the angles. Just ignore my last 2 pages here. I was just kind of jumping the gun a little bit. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take and have it facing you, and you're going to take all the score tape off except for the flap. So do all the gusset pieces. So this will take me a second. Sorry folks, we're going to take them all off. All the little pieces. I'm hoping that the lighting and my angle is a little better today. I played with it a little bit. Okay, so this is the last one. Now, it should look like that if my tape will stay. Now, also keep in mind, if you did write down the numbers and the G's and the P's and they actually are showing and you used a pen, you can go over this with washi tape, just so you know. I don't always do that, but I will for probably a couple other albums that I'm going to be doing. So now that it looks like this, you're going to make sure it's all even and stuck together really well. And you're going to take it and you're going to go from that gusset to this gusset, center it. So you have like an 1/8 of an inch and an 1/8 of an inch on both sides. So I like to go and start with my right side first and go up. You want to do it right before that actual fold line, because that's where your fold is. Hi, Lancy. And you want to adhere that down. And I like to do the same thing on this side. Come on, baby. You don't need to be up here today. He got to go outside, and now he's all excited because he got to go outside. So then we're going to go over here, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just, well, let's see if I can get this to do what I want it to do right now. Okay, so you're going to go onto this side and do the same thing right below that fold line, just like that, okay? And then you're going to go in between each page and score it down. Well, and I can use anything really. I have this really fancy tool that works too really good. So you want to adhere all the pieces down so they're nice and flat, okay? Then I like to bend them over to make sure that they bend over, and then they bend over, but you'll do that again when you have your pages in. So then you go ahead and take the score tape backings off of this side, you put it down and just score it. Make sure it's down. That's okay if this marker left marks, because it's going to be covered with design paper. Thank goodness. That's what I get for not having my bone folder out and not being prepared. So you go ahead and get these pieces out and put it down and burnish it really good if you have some score tape on there. So now your pages should have these little flaps, and we're going to start putting in our pages. So I've already pre-done 2, as you can see, and I'm working from the back forward because for me that is easiest. I'm going to go ahead and put this pocket back in, or this little page flap back into my pocket. Now we're going to work with this one, and your page should be facing you, just like this. And I like to pull the tab out. And see this little area right here where we've already taped this side down, but this area that's open, you're going to take off the score tape, backings. It's kind of a tricky part. And you're going to align it so these are opened up and go over that flap, just like this. Make sure it aligns up with that page really well. So you go over, you make sure it's the same as that page, and then you clamp down. And push in really, 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 really good. Now you have a page flap. Pretty cool, right? And then you can go ahead and put your pocket flap right back into that pocket. If I can, like I said, you know, you take them out and then it's hard to put them back in. So then you get your next page, which is also facing you. Make sure that the design paper is even. And I like to take it out. And we're going to adhere this one down. Then I'll show you how to do to mat and the measurements to mat this particular one. So same thing. It doesn't matter if that little flappy's in the way. It's totally fine. I like to get them on one side of the flaps though. So you're going to go over that little piece, just like you did with the envelope. And you're going to go over it, and you're going to push it down. And then you're going to stick it together. And then you're going to take your page and put it back in. See? That's why these pages aren't as long, because there's this itty bitty flap that has to stick to the score tape on the inside. And it really makes a difference when you don't, or when you give room. So that way your photo mats aren't sticking way far out of the album. Especially if you're using these kinds. I can build pages. I just thought that using the envelopes would be easier to show on how to make one for beginners. So again, stick it right over that flap. Make sure it's even with the pages and stick it down. So now it's even with the pages. And stick your sticker or your flap right back in the top there. Okay. And we're going to do the next pages. So I'm going to go ahead and take out my pocket page here. Face it towards me. Get the score tape sticky back off. It is really warm up here today. It was really cold yesterday, and then today it started to get sunny and it's kind of muggy. And I have my little Lancey crying because he wants outside again and again and again. Oh my goodness. Sorry folks. Apparently today my fingers are not wanting to work. Oh, well, we'll just try this side instead. That'll be easy for me. All right, folks. Hope you fast forwarded through that. That was a chore. So go ahead again and go over that flap and push down. And just squeeze it together really, 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 really good. Put your page flap right back in there. So it looks like this. It's starting to look super cool, like a book, guys. And the reason why I share with you, I don't normally build them. Well, I build my pages after they're in the book. And I think that's just because I've been doing so many of them that, you know, for me, I don't really kind of mess up a lot. So I just I mat everything and do the pages after they're already in. But for a beginner, it's always good to do the pages before you put them in the binding, because if you mess up on a page, you can always redo the page. If once it's in the book, it's a whole different story. So, goodness. Okay. Now your pages should look like this. Flap up, and flip out. Okay? So and then these ones are blank. So flap up and pull out. Flap up, and this. Now, I was going to share with you what I was going to do with the tags, and I haven't really decided yet, but you can do your tags any way you want. There are some cut aparts in here because I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. You do want to glue these flaps down on either side as well, which I have yet to do. But this is what your book should look like right now. With all your pages and all your flaps, just like that. And then this last page right here. So now we're going to mat the inside of the covers. And I've already pre-cut 2 sheets of design paper at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so you definitely want to cut them at 4 1/4 for this album because it is a 5 by 5. So you do want to do that. Use whatever glue is preferred for you. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for the insides of these covers yet, but I will. Like I said, the next time I show you, you'll be able to see what I do. And I like to bend the pages back and forth to make sure that they're really good and stick down. Okay, so like I said, we were going to cover inside covers at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I'll show you how to do the spine. And then I'll show you an idea on how to add charms if you wish to add charms. Okay, so now you've got your pages in your book. Pretty cool. Now I know it lays like this, but that's because we haven't embellished yet. And I like to embellish the corners of these a lot because that'll make the thickness of the book. Because you do have 3/4 or 3/8 of an inch gussets, so you can overly embellish. If you don't wish to overly embellish, definitely do 1/4 of an inch gussets on your next book. Okay, so now we have our spine in our book ready to put our design paper onto. And I always like to do my covers first, but in this situation, it's okay. We can do them last. So what I did was I pre-cut the papers already. I did 2 obviously in 4 1/4 by 4, or 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then I did 1 for the spine that is 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. So it gives that little bit of border to your paper. You can wrap your spines. I've done that too, but I really particularly like this paper. So I'm going to start it off by doing the spine first, just so I can line up the pages to make sure that they match on both sides. And it's really simple. I think this is kind of it. Like I said, the next video share will be me sharing with you what I do to embellish. And I can show you before I leave you at this with the embellishments that I have pre-chosen. So I picked up a lot of this from Tuesday Mornings. Actually, almost everything I'm using in this book is from Tuesday Mornings, minus the supplies and the scoreboard, like I said. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this one down as well. And there we go. So now we have our cover to our book. Isn't that darling, you guys? So I always like to keep every bit of scrap, and I put them in an envelope as I go. So all of these are the little scrap pieces. Even if they're, you know, 1 inch to 2 inches, I keep them all with me as I'm working on the book. Even the scrap pieces of the solids, because that is what I use to do the corner pockets and the embellishments with if I cannot find something to use on this. So what I did decide to use, since I picked up that American Crafts paper, which is this paper again, which is what I'm using. Super cute. Home for Christmas is what it's called. I really liked it. I also picked up, and I've seen everybody haul them, and no, I did not do a haul video, but I did pick up these. And 2 packs of these with these sticker embellishments in here. Sorry for the glare, folks. And I will be using these into the mini albums. And I also picked up 2 packs of these. And then a sticker sheet like this. And this sticker sheet. All from, most of it, this is the only one from American Crafts. The other ones were Chamel stickers, and it's also from American Crafts, but I don't know if it goes with the paper or not, but it looked and matched so well. So out of that paper stack, I literally have 4 sheets left. The cut aparts, which I did pre-cut apart these. Sorry, folks, do I have this upside down? I do. I did pre-cut apart these, I did put some of those inside the pockets, but I will be using this sheet as well. And so the next video, folks, will be of me sharing you the finished project, embellished and all. Of course, I'm going to be doing lots of fun things and, you know, of course, gluing down my pages and things of that nature, because these pockets are not glued, so my things don't fly out. And then I will also do the tags. So, all right, folks, thanks for coming. And like I said, the next time you see this book will be a share on when it's finished and a flip through. And I think the next tutorial I will be doing is a fall-themed loaded envelope wall hanging. I have come up with a brilliant idea to revamp the Halloween one I did into a fall wall hanging decor / loaded envelope with lots of fun goodies inside. So, all right, folks, thanks for coming today. And of course, there's my Lancey saying hi. Look at his sweet face. Isn't he got a sweet face? All right, folks, have a blessed day.